Well, thank you and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My presentation may sound a bit enigmatic to you. Digital Youth or Digital Forum. I will speak about that during my contribution, but I would like to tell you about prevention or a specific approach to threats on the internet. And in addition to reacting and preventing, these are key elements of preventing harming children on the internet. And in the traditional approach, what we are doing or have been doing for a dozen years or so is education concerning threats. So we name the threats depending on the age of young people. With the age, the range of risks is growing, and as you heard yesterday several times, you have mobile internet, you have social media, and all this is key, and we have to keep talking about that. We have to tell about sex abuse and other risks. And another important element of the prevention and education is calling the risks, but also setting the principles of being safe on the internet, how to react to different situations on the internet. And we have to speak about that, but what we pay special attention to, especially recently, and which is an important component of prevention, is the issue of promoting positive uses of the internet. We cannot concentrate exclusively on threats and risks, and we ourselves should not see internet as something threatening, because first of all it is an element of life of young people. And those who have seen the Herzog's film yesterday and some futurist television, but all this is already happening, and we have to point out the positive elements of the net. So that's an alternative. If young people use the internet in a positive manner, then they will reduce the risky activities. Whose role is this? Definitely parents, and that is trivial, but yes, it is important. We pay attention. We tell the parents that even children of 3-5 years use tablets, and then we should direct them to positive application, how to use smartphone, how to use various application for the benefit of a kid, and then the repertoire of positive features of the net should be shown to the children. We also should be interested ourselves, so it's also important to model the behaviors of our children and the way we use the net. Also, children watching us may be inspired by our behaviors. Another player in prevention is obviously school, and school has a great opportunity to educate and not only show the positive opportunities of the internet, but as we use internet for the education and how we use the tools, and you can use a number of examples that you can find in the agenda of this conference. There are numbers of such ideas which are included in different educational proposals. Media generally understood, and the internet which is definitely a important medium that changes the behaviors of young people, which may be inspiring, and we can read different stories of some tragic events referred to young people, and fortunately, if we have any possibility to show good, positive examples, and we also, in our foundation, in the program of Safer Internet, are trying to do it in our foundation. And then you have authorities. We can show good applications. We can show how they can use a smartphone, how they can work with their hobbies using the net. It is important. It may be inspiring, but they tend to follow their stars, their important people, and these celebrities have changed. In most cases, this would be their peers, people who are popular on the net, who have a lot of likes, are doing something, and we must say it clearly that it's not always positive, that it's not always worth following. We have a lot of YouTubers or bloggers, and this is what we want to show to young people, but the quality of that is very different. And you may find some showing interesting examples, games, but there are also others using vulgar language, and these are gods for our kids, and they go to the meetings. So the idea of promoting the activeness on the net, we not only must show it's good, it's nice, it's interesting, but we also have to select such examples which are really valuable, which we would like to inspire our children, our students. And this is the direction we took recently. So showing the positives of the internet is stronger in our activities, because we see it clearly now, and we have decided to use it using the announced already digital forum. This was a event of May this year. We've been inspired by a TED session. In our case, these are young people who show something, present themselves, and this is a very brief introduction to the undertaking.
Można prosić. Okay, czyli
all right. If I ask a technician to increase the sound.
Chciałbym, żebyście je Państwo usłyszeli. Tak więc to jest ta idea pokrótce.
So this is the concept, and in brief, we have invited more or less 300 people, but this is available online. All of them were young people, and we have invited also speakers, adults that may inspire, may show the positive ways of using the internet and showing young people various technical tricks, hints, etc. It is important that people who have experience be presented. But we've concentrated on young people who who do positive things on the internet, and that the reception was really good. And I want to show you 3 examples. One of the speakers was Amelia Gruszczyńska. Amelia Gruszczyńska, at the moment, she's 13, and 1 year before she got depression, and this was a extremely difficult time for her because because all the symptoms of the disease, you know, perhaps most of them, then she got hospitalized, and internet played an important but negative role. She got involved in communities which were not used to, because the advices she got there was how to cut her wrist or similar. And after leaving the hospital and getting back to the regular life, she started to use internet in a positive way. So please listen to what she was saying.
Byłam bardzo samotna I zagubiona. Szukałam swojego miejsca na świecie.
I was looking for my place in the world where I could show my emotions, my thoughts, and this resulted in Porcelain Angels, which I run till now. At the time, I was a new student at the mid-school. I did not understand myself, I did not accept myself, but I was watching and following others. And only then there was a turnover. Then I suddenly noticed that I'm not alone with my problems, and a lot of young people have similar difficulties. And only then I've noticed that, and now I'm strong enough to tell you about my combating the disease, and I started to think what potential benefits I can get from the net for myself and for others. So Porcelain Angels were growing and growing. Currently, this is a community supporting my peers, and this year we, for the first time, collected Christmas gifts for children from psychiatric hospital. And thanks to intensive work, drugs and therapy, my health was improving, and I of course received some negative comments concerning my activity, but my ideas were becoming more and more ambitious. I could face all the haters, and this January this was hashtag stop depression. It was stop the fashion for depression and mental disorders, and showing a way how to manage difficult emotions. All right, so this is the first example showing an interesting and brave 13-year-old girl for whom internet was a good tool to escape from this difficult situation. This was an interesting story, an important story for the girl, but she's now at the phase where this, of course, is important for her, but she's now supporting others. She's showing what a depression is. This is a problem both for kids and for the adults. So she's doing a wonderful thing, and she supports her peers. And during our Digital Youth Forum, she met others speakers, and now they together run a nationwide campaign on depression. So I think this is a good example how it may work. And another completely different project showing how you can realize your passion on the net. Karol Karczewski, young businessman, 18 years of age, and she started his adventure with programming because it's the main topic of his story. He started that in the primary school, and there she started to learn first programs, and she was developing his skills, and he will now tell you about this. And in this three-person team, we started to develop projects. We took part in a technical Olympic Games, and at a certain point of time, each of us had an experience of at least several years, and we decided perhaps this is a moment that we should not follow others. We should do something more difficult and try to commercialize it and start to earn money and continue what we were doing, but trying to make money out of it and also have a lot of fun for us and for others. And this is how we started to develop our first product. And at the moment, we are just before the final stage, before marketing the project. And the group we organized in 2014, this was a Lime services. It's like Apple. So this was a reference to fruits. Lime was just a replacement for Apple, and we continued to operate. We started our cooperation with Invest and Have Fun, and we are developing our product. We work with the United States, and we attend various conferences, business and technical. We've been earning on contracts for other businesses, several dozens of thousands monthly. So if a teenager can earn the money, this is an achievement.
I think that any comment is not necessary, but I just wanted to quote one of the stories from the digital forum. One of Karol's peers said that he has a dozen of thousands of zlotys put aside and he wanted to invest in his company. So that shows that this message is credible for the young people and they do believe it, if demonstrated by the peers, rather than hearing or listening to Gates telling them the stories from his young years. Now, I just wanted to move to the last very super positive presentation. It is very inspiring. And it was praised with a standing ovation. There's a group of young chaps from Zawiercie in Poland who created a very advanced and graphically demanding game, computer game. But when they started working on it, they had zero knowledge, so they gained all their knowledge from the internet. So the grand finale is that they are members now of the gaming industry, so it has become their way of life. Well, creating or designing a game is very difficult. We had no experience whatsoever. I drew all my knowledge and experience from the internet, from YouTube. We wanted to create a game. That was our objective and goal.
Coś się zacięło, ale...
Something stuck, but... Well, this also corresponds with the rest of my time here for the presentation. I encourage you to have a look at all those videos and to show those to your children, to your students, because it's very exciting. Here you can see the website digitalu.pl. This is the web service that we run with a view to inspiring people with positive messages. So this is the website of the forum. Please join, please visit, please join us there. You can use all these videos that are presented, and you also can search the web for such examples to demonstrate them to the young people. Also in the conference handouts you will find the first issue of the Digital Youth magazine. You can also subscribe to the following issues because they will be devoted to the idea of inspiring rather than threatening with the internet. So I encourage you to really see and grasp the positive side of the internet and to give your support to the young people. Thank you.